to jump center against Caroline Hummel for the Mount. And the opening tip-off is won by Sacred Heart. And it's Kelsey Castro at the controls. Castro, miscommunication with Shelby Hickey, and already a turnover by Sacred Heart. Team that is not typically giving the ball away very much. They have the second best turnover margin in the entire NEC. Keeping the turnovers under control, that'll be a key for Ashley White, who gave it away 6 times on Saturday. Here's Mikhail Johnson, and back to White. Still, Brian Witten has been impressed with White's development as a freshman point guard, and she adds a pair right there. White has also seen her minutes rise. She's averaged 21 in her last 5 games after she was averaging probably about 14, 15 minutes a game. It's stolen off the inbound by Dixon, so 2 quick turnovers by Sacred Heart. White directs traffic, and Bates says, give it to me. White has it right back. White picks up her dribble, looking for some help, and has Mikhail Johnson, the graduate student. 6 to shoot. Bates lost it out of bounds. She thought that it was deflected, but instead the Mount turns it over for the first time. So the Mount showing some full court pressure. Now Kelsey Castro will have to bring it out. Castro went to Asa College, and she turns it over. It's picked up by Ashley White. Bounce pass to Dixon, trailing, and she's headed to the free throw line. So free throws here coming up for Catrice Dixon. Dixon at the free throw line is shooting at 68%. And she gets the roll on that one. Mount takes a 3-0 lead. And now Sacred Heart checks in Adacia Williams. She's from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Dixon makes both of them. Coming off an 8-point game against Robert Morris on Saturday. Them out with a 4-0 lead, courtesy of 3 turnovers by Sacred Heart so far. Here's Hickey, leaving it to Williams, guarded by Ashley White. The pull-up, nice find underneath, and it's laid home by Catherine Haynes, redshirt sophomore, who's got double-doubles in each of her last 2 games. And it was almost her last 3 games. It's the game prior to the last 2. She had 9 points, 9 rebounds. Nice finish by Caroline Hummel, going across the lane. Brian Witt was saying that big key for the Mount, the defense has been good, but you got to score some more points. He's asking for every player to contribute 5% more, and I think they'll rely on Hummel to really lead that effort as Kimmel makes that jumper in the lane. Hummel, no double-figure games in her last 5, but given their start to the year, you know she's capable of that. So both teams have made each their field goal attempts. Here's Bates. Dixon thought about the 3. Mount with 7 to shoot. Johnson cans that one. Mikhail Johnson with a 3. Mikhail Johnson has been feeling it from distance. 7th in the NEC and made 3-pointers. That's her 36th of the year. Here's Kimmel looking for help inside. She pulls up and gets the favorable roll. Anna Kimmel, last year the NEC Player of the Year. She'll certainly be in the conversation this year. A player that missed her first 2 years at Sacred Heart on account of the injury, but happy to have her back as that's deflected inside. And here's Williams leading it the other way. Leak out and a foul. So Stork scores the bucket and will have a chance for a 3-point play. This foul against Mikhail Johnson. First foul against the Mount. Stork from New York. 7 points and a couple of rebounds and assists on Saturday as she puts that one home. And so far, every shot that has been put up has gone in. Sacred Heart 4 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Mount 3 of 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Here's Johnson with the basketball in front of Minetti. Dixon. There's the first miss of the ball game, and it's Stork that has the defensive rebound. Kimmel picked up by Caleb Bates. Very good defender for the Mount. And Stork will take it outside. Haynes puts it on the floor, and a foul here against Caroline Hummel. You don't want Hummel to get into too much foul trouble because Hummel is the only true post player on the Mount. You've got Alexis Carter shifting over to the 5 and playing the post when Hummel comes out. Dixon has done a really nice job doing that as well. Sacred Heart to keep it after White's deflection. But it puts a lot of stress on this Mount team when you don't have Hummel in the game. Here's Adacia Williams. Williams, senior guard, and now Kimmel takes it. Works it inside. Nice shovel underneath as the dime comes from the redshirt sophomore Haynes. And it's an 11-9 ball game. Sacred Heart still has not missed from the field. This is Bates. Little miscommunication, but the Mount retains. White taking Williams inside. Frees up Bates for 3, and that one is off target. Bates has attempted now only 2 threes in her last 5 games. She's struggled a little bit from the field, but she can get her shot working. Could really help with that 5% thing that Brian Witten talking about. As there's the rebound by McHale Johnson. Dixon. And that pass a little behind Caroline Hummel, who was cutting in. And Agantovic will come into the game, as will Juliet Lawless. Agantovic has also had a nice freshman campaign. Well, Juliet Lawless has seen her minutes increase along with Ashley White as the season has gone on. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2-point lead for the Pioneers. Williams trying to drive on Lawless. Hickey airballs that one. I think it was deflected. Haynes can't put it in, and it's out of bounds. Will remain with Sacred Heart as that gets us to a timeout. 4:40 to go here in the first quarter. Sporting Goods dealer. Now Sacred Heart started 5 of 8. The Mount 3 of 5. Adacia Williams takes the inbounds, and Williams goes off glass for 2. She averages 11 points and reached 1,000 points earlier this year in a game against Siena. A little bit of backcourt pressure coming from Sacred Heart. They will pressure in backcourt and usually slide into a 2-3 zone, which is what they're working with now. Lawless with the basketball. Agantovic. 6 to shoot. Nice find underneath. Catrice Dixon deposits 2. Beautiful movement of the basketball there, and the Mount is within 2. This is Castro is being tailgated, and Adacia Williams takes over. Castro and Williams have been flip-flopping between running the point over the last few games. Haynes puts it on the floor, and a foul called. And Caroline Hummel, that's her second foul. And Alexis Carter checks into the game, and so we talked about it. You don't want to have Hummel get into foul trouble because of the death problem, and Brian Witten talking to Hummel and explaining things. So Dixon will slide to the 5. It's dumped here to Haynes. 3 ball from Adacia Williams. That is good. Williams not much of a 3-point shooter, just 25% from deep. That makes it a 5-point game. The large lead of the contest for Sacred Heart. Kimmel forces the turnover and banks this one home. So Kimmel with an early 6 points to lead everybody. Agantovic pressured out of backcourt. It's kicked, and it's picked up by Sacred Heart. fifth Mount turnover. Castro, jump stop into the lane. Agantovic has the Mount rebound. Agantovic has got to create a little bit extra space. She doesn't want to go directly to the sideline because it's helping this backcourt pressure. Mount gives it away again, and then a foul against Castro. Now that's somewhat unusual as Castro pushed Lawless, and Castro's got 2 fouls now. And so Castro's going to have to come off the floor as Tykira Carter. No, they'll keep Castro in. I'll bring Tykira Carter into the contest. Here's Alexis Carter with the basketball. And now Juliet Lawless has it out front. Dixon can't finish it in the lane, try to tap it back outside. And the Pioneers getting into transition. Castro bumped and fouled. You got to watch out for the press, and you have to watch out for the Pioneers trying to run the ball up the floor. They do that very well. Castro is a 73% free throw shooter. As she adds that one, Castro has missed a couple of games on account of injury. Also missed some time in her first year due to injury. As she misses that one, but the Pioneers get another crack at it, leading it by 8 points. Carter now on the baseline for Kimmel. Nine to shoot for the Pioneers. Offensive foul. And they'll get it on Shelby Hickey, who picks up her first foul. That's the third one against Sacred Heart in this quarter. Now you don't want to let the Pioneers offense get going. Mount was able to stay in the last game between these two teams because they limited Sacred Heart to 49 points. But normally this is a Pioneers team that averages 62, second best in the NEC. Agantovic. Dixon trying to drive. Good defense by Castro. Mount keeps running the weave. 5 to shoot. Agantovic for 3. And it's a shot clock violation. Kayla Agantovic. Now, this is the time of year when, as a freshman player especially, you get a little tired just because you're not accustomed to this amount of basketball. And I'm wondering if it's starting to show for Agantovic. One of her last 13 from the field after that miss. Hickey rejected by Agantovic. Well, right as we say that, she rejects a shot. Good job to make up for the air ball there. Here's Carter out front against Mikhail Johnson. Now playing man-to-man. And it's intercepted by Lawless. This is where she shows off her top skill speed, but she misses the chippy at the iron. She wants that one back. Sacred Heart sets things up. 1 minute to play in the first period. Hickey driving it inside. 10 to shoot. Castro bangs that one home. Kelsey Castro was just one of her previous 8 from distance before that. And the Pioneers' lead is 22 to 11. So a 9-0 run right now for Sacred Heart. 25 seconds left to go. Carter on the square. Nicely defended underneath by Stork. Jump ball, and it'll stay with Mount St. Mary's. And they'll send Balaje Finn in. She'll replace Lawless. Carter will be replaced by Kayla Bates. 15.9 seconds left. There should be 2 seconds on the shot clock, but they took it off, and Yep, now they adjust that. So 2 seconds for the Mount to shoot. Balaje Finn to put it in play. Dixon, well executed. So a nicely designed inbounds play. Gave Dixon a shot for a basket, and now she'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And that's the third one against Kelsey Castro. I was surprised they didn't bring her out when she got 2 fouls, but you're talking about a key guard piece for Sacred Heart. 3 fouls in the first quarter. I find this very surprising, but 14.8 seconds left. And Castro will be replaced by Adacia Williams. So 3 fouls against Kelsey Castro, but in general, it's been a very good first quarter for Sacred Heart, which is shot at 64%. 14.8 seconds. Mount almost forces a turnover. Williams pull up and scores. So Williams with 7 points in this first quarter. 2 to shoot. And that one almost banked home by Balaje Finn.